Kailen, welcome to Kat on the Loose.
Thank you for having me. Hi again.
I know. I'm so happy that we met in person and you are in Beverly Hills and you're able to do this because it's so much more cool than doing via video call, right?
Oh, I love it here. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So guys, if you don't know, she already did one episode and I fell madly in love with her work and we really connected. And so she doesn't live in Beverly Hills. You don't live in Beverly Hills.
I do not.
And you came to visit and do a bunch of your fantastic projects that you're working on. And we had dinner, we had breakfast. We're cooking up a lot of stuff. So
yeah,
I really appreciate you being here again.
Thank you. It's nice. I love it.
So I have so many questions.
All right.
Let's try to pack up as much because I know we were talking a little bit today, but I want to try to pack up as much as I possibly can. As you know, we get dozens and dozens of DMs. And I always say, as much as I do the show, I'm not an expert. Everything that I tell people, it's my personal experiences. It's things that work for me or don't work for me, but I'm not an expert. You're the expert. So I want to know your input in some of the issues that we've been talking about.
Okay.
So one of them that when we were having dinner, you mentioned, and it's really interesting because I know this is very controversial.
Yeah.
But you said that you think, or tell me if I'm wrong, there is a certain way that we should, like we're talking about single girls, there's a certain way that we should dress in order to attract the right guy, that maybe I send the wrong vibe because I dress a little too sexy.
Yeah.
Go for it. Tell me your opinion.
As I'm dressed like this.
Don't be shy.
Really what I was saying is that the way that we dress, we are advertising ourselves. We are a constant representation of who we are, how we feel about ourselves, how we value ourselves. It's really whether we're going for a job interview, right? So you could say, well, so many people say that I should probably wear a suit or dress professional, or professionally, but yet I've decided I just want to wear my bathing suit because darn it, they should look at my resume. They should know that I'm intelligent. And if they don't get it, then F them. But there is kind of a subliminal code that is going on. Yeah. And the reason that I brought it up specifically with you is that, while you have a beautiful body, you have a beautiful figure, and you can wear beautiful and have beautiful clothing that hugs everything and shows a lot, you're also incredibly, I have to be so gentle and careful with how I say this.
No, just go for it.
No, I'm a straight talker. It's not with you. It's for many women.
Yeah.
You are incredibly cerebral. You are very intelligent. You are very deep. You are very wise. You are an old soul. And so men are just men. Right? If they're with you or for the first time, they're probably going to just be like gaga over your boobs, as opposed to really, it's human nature, as opposed to really seeing you and hearing you.
Okay, so
my thought was just kind of like, maybe bring this up a little bit.
So this is the thing.
But because you're not.
I hear you.
Yeah, you're not a sexualized person and that's totally fine. Some are, but you're very cerebral.
Well, but this is the thing. I think we can be both. That was the interesting discussion we had. I personally, and again, this is my opinion, I'm not an expert. Obviously, what I'm doing has not been working very well for me because I'm still single. But I really believe women should be whatever way they want to be, and they should wear whatever they want to wear. Of course, not talk about a job interview, that's different. Because there are standards. But like on a dating or socially or going to a bar, like you even mentioned to me, like, oh, if a guy sees you at a bar, he might not approach or have the wrong idea about you. But I still think we should really be ourselves. I don't think you should change, quote unquote, in order to attract someone, because at the end of the day, it wouldn't be like if I put a turtleneck, it wouldn't be the real me. So my message,
because you could still be just sexy as all get out in a turtleneck.
I would not feel like
it's not you.
It's not me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, whoever I meet, if all they see is my boobs, they're not the guy for me. But usually the guys that I talk to and everything, they realize that I'm a lot more than that. But my message to any woman out there listening would be, do not change for like the marketing of dating the right person. But you actually think they should change.
Not change. I think it's incredibly important, especially today now more than ever, with so much inauthenticity, right? with regard to all the filters, all the stuff that so many people are doing that are not presenting and showing who they actually are, where people are, shocked when they finally meet in person. They're saying that you do not look like or represent, it goes both for men and women, the person that I saw the photo of or whatever. So no, it is crucial to be 100% fully who we are, because that is, you are right, it is the way that we really spiritually and energetically attract the right partner. But at the same time, we still have the reality of men and women and gay or straight. You're going to be, it's human nature biologically to be sexually attracted.
Yeah, but you want to date someone that you are attracted to, right?
Right. But but as we know, we can be physically attracted to many people. We can have incredible chemistry. We can have incredible intense sex. And that does not at all make for a healthy relationship.
I agree.
So really, you want to meet people here first, between the heart, the spirit, the mind, the intellect.
Yeah.
Know that this is good or fine.
Yeah.
But let's meet here first. And then as we get to know one another, then we can reveal more. Yeah, and I think that's even more sexy. And
I hear you.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. But again, I still think it goes back to, you have to be, because I know a lot of people do these little small white lies at the beginning of dating.
Not cool.
I've had matchmakers, relationship experts, and I use the term loosely, as you know, because everybody nowadays calls themselves an expert. They're not like you with decades of experience. That they say, oh, in the beginning, it's marketing and you should really market yourself. Lie about your age, lie about your height, lie about this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to lie about my age, about what I do, about what I look like, about anything.
Amen.
Right?
Right.
So I think part of how you dress, and some people could be the opposite of me. Maybe some girls like the turtleneck and the pants and the corporate suits. I think whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel like, oh, that's the best representation of myself.
Yes.
That's how it should show up.
Yes, I'm just saying though, if especially if you are heterosexual and you are wanting to attract a man and you have a sexy body and big voluptuous boobs, you can't be upset at the man that's just going to be like, looking there.
Honestly, never happened to me. Like, of course they look, but every guy I date, they're like, oh wow, yeah, you're really cool, you're really intelligent,
Yes.
But so,
but let's say that you haven't spoken yet. Let's say he has no idea what's going on between here.
Right.
And he sees you from across the room. What I have heard, because I literally have, I've interviewed thousands of men, all backgrounds, all over the world. They share their deepest secrets with me and their thoughts and their feelings and the things they're ashamed of. I mean, I've heard it all. And men will say that, yes, while I find, of course, this really attractive and this sexy and this, this pulls me and draws me in, when I'm really looking for the woman that I'm going to connect with and I want to fall in love with or potentially marry, I don't want to see somebody and go to someone that is going to be showing something to me and every other guy in the same place.
But that's
I'm
not
just telling you what they say.
No, and I understand. And I would
maybe.
never date
a
guy like that.
You don't know.
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will respect that you do.
No, because I'm saying if a guy thinks that... Again, I would never change the way I dress for my guy. Like, my guy needs to appreciate the way I dress and be really secure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would never date a guy that, like you said, if somebody judges me from across the bar and they decide who I am before they talk to me, they're not the person for me. And I know a lot of women feel the same way.
I think a lot of it, though, honey, is human nature. I mean, we all, we have discernment and we judge, even if we're not really judgmental people. We'll see somebody across the room. We'll see something a woman is wearing. And, we can be the kindest person in the world. And at the same time, we can have a split-second judgment of, oh, my gosh, look at that. Look what she's wearing. Look what he's wearing. Look at what they just said. Look at what they're eating. I think part of it is human nature.
Yeah.
I think we have to be a little more gentle with ourselves and one another that way. But I think as I get to know you more and more, I am in more and more agreement with the fact that your guy is a very unique, special, cool dude. He has to be a really strong, very confident man. And he would absolutely find the fact that you love being and feeling sexy and showing that. He would find it just as sexy because he knows.
Right? Yeah.
I know.
Again,
it's another conversation.
Yeah, but there are a lot of women that say, You know, that's what I like when I go out. I like to dress up. I like to wear short skirts. I like, even like the aging thing, right? As you're aging, people say, oh, your skirt should be longer and do this and do that. But nowadays, women look fabulous in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s.
Yeah.
And we work out really hard. We take great care of ourselves. Like, hey, if I want to wear a miniskirt, guess what? I'm going to wear a miniskirt. And I think whoever you're dating should be, you know, if it's your partner, he should be proud of you.
And I would hope they would be. Yeah.
So let's do a test, okay? Be honest.
Here we go. Only.
So before we came here to the studio, because we're recording this episode at night, I went on a really quick date, quick because...
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
So because a friend of mine wanted to introduce me to his friend forever and ever and ever, and I kept saying no for 6 months. So finally today I was like, yeah, okay, let's meet very quickly because I have to do the show. So I was literally with the guy for like 45 minutes. But I wore something that I would... You normally not wear on a first date, but I have worn this outfit on second, third date. No.
Okay.
If you guys are listening to the audio episode, go to our YouTube channel, Cut on the Show.
Together.
But I think that's an appropriate outfit. And but I want you to tell me the truth. Okay, I'm going to stand up. So you guys forgive me if the audio is not going to be perfect.
This is what you wore on the first date.
So, well, I would have this coat on, right? Because it's cold.
So I am a matchmaker and relationship expert. Oh, gorgeous. Oh.
I'm walking.
Wow. Okay. Are you showing it from behind? It's the behind, sweetheart.
Well, but it's a bodysuit. I mean, it is a Dolce & Gabbana little dress.
Yeah.
You know, and I know it's very revealing, especially here in the studio with all the lights, right?
Yep. Well, you got a good butt. Okay. But so what's the question?
So you would think this is not very appropriate for a date.
No, not a first date. No,
How about a second date or a third date?
Again, this is what I told you, as you know, on the way here I was coaching a married couple. So I deal with all things love and relation. Like I'm like tongue tied. Love, relationships, what works, what doesn't work. You know, human behavior, trauma, all of the things that play into what creates discomfort and dis-ease in all relationships. Yeah. Right? Dating, pre-dating, after dating, marriage, whatever. So I've been doing this, for 30 years. So no, I would say, when would I say that would be appropriate? When you are committed.
Really?
When you are in a committed relationship with each other.
Interesting.
And with your guy, who's your guy, he'll already know you like to dress like this. And so you'd be like, hey, babe, look what I'm wearing. And he'd be like, yeah.
Really?
If you even make it out of the house. And he'd be like, let's go.
But I'll tell you that me and a bunch of my single friends here in LA are in trouble because we always go out like this.
Okay. I would not. But that's my 2 cents. So and I know I saw you go off on me on your Instagram. I'm like, oh, she's talking about me.
Because
with my
again,
thoughts.
this is why this is such an important conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not the expert. I was married for 15 years and I always dressed sexy, even when my husband met me.
Well, you're a professional model too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a problem. Like in my 20s, I was dressing. I always had the same style.
Sure.
You know, that's just me. And I have a lot of single friends that are the same. They love wearing little dresses. They love, I think the boobs and the décolletage, it's such a beautiful part of our body.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong in showing it off.
Yeah.
And I don't think we do
clearly.
it. And honestly, clearly. But honestly, I don't think we're doing just for the guys. Nowadays, I do it for me.
Amen.
I do it for me. I wear whatever the hell I want for me.
Yeah.
But, and again, if a guy likes you, they're going to be comfortable with it. And if they don't like it, I think it's not your guy.
Okay. That's why you got me. Yeah. I can soften the prior. No. Number one, again, I want you to be yourself, be who you are. Yeah. Absolutely love yourself, value yourself. Yeah. Because again, as I say, oftentimes if people follow me or know, it's the whole thing of we've heard over and over, we teach people how to treat us. It's all energy.
Yes.
We really love ourselves, value ourselves. We know our values. We have our boundaries in place.
Yeah.
people pick up on that energy and then they will treat us accordingly. Yes. And in so many different ways. I'm not kidding. Even if they're turned off and repelled.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, no, because the studio, like the light is really bright, right? It's different than being like in a
It's good lighting, don't worry. Yeah. But, so the thing is that it's just, yes, you have to be yourself. Yes. You can only be that. And that's the only way that you are going to actually attract and find the right person for you. But you asked me a question the other night and I said, well, if I were you, I'd probably...
You probably tone it down a little bit. Yeah.
And that was toned down compared to
this.
Yeah, you were like a nun the other night. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, again, I want anybody out there listening, make up your mind. My message is just, I think you have to be yourself. And I say that for guys, the same thing, like, no, and we're talking about the outfit, but it's not just about the outfit. I think any little white lie, like, oh, this is not really my style, or the age thing, or how much money you make, or how tall you are, or like I told you, it happened to me, my past 2 people that I started dating, they literally lied to me that they're dog people. Why would you lie to a dog mom who's obsessed with her dogs that you're a dog person, right? Because the second you're around my dogs, I'm going to know you're lying. Right. So this is what I'm saying. Why do you think people do these things? Like, why would you waste somebody's time?
Yeah. Insecurity. They have a little crush on you. They probably want to be a dog person real fast to be with you. And it's unfortunate. A lot of people do that, right? So
a lot of people
I think they're showing up the way they think that you want them to show up so that they have a chance with you. But you're right. It does show up as inauthentic later on, or they do become a dog person. They may not be one, and then all of a sudden they fall in love with your dog. No, I've seen it happen. And cats. Oh, yeah. I've had people that are like, I hate cats, and next thing you know, they love they fall in love with the cats. So I think it's an unhealthy form of flattery, because they're kind of saying, hey, I like enough about you that I'm willing to kind of say what I have to say. But it's unfortunate because it's also not only disrespecting themselves, that they can't just be who they are, but it's disrespecting you because it's wasting your time.
Yes.
It'd be better to say, I wish I loved dogs. I don't, because I really like you, but I'm willing to try. Right? Just
that's different.
Straight
that's
communication.
Now, the same thing. I had a really, really, really famous matchmaker. You know who she is? She came on the show twice. And she is adamant about the lie about your age in the beginning because it's marketing.
Never. Ew.
Right?
Yuck, no.
And
no. There's nothing about dishonesty that's
and
sexy.
And that's especially with women. Why do you think so many women are so terrified when it comes to telling their real age? Because imagine you start dating someone, right? And you say, whatever, I'm 37 and you're 47. If the person likes you like 10 days down the road, a month down the road, they're going to find out. And then they're going to find out you lied to them. Yeah. So why do you think so much? It's such a stigma for women that they feel they have to lie?
It's not only a stigma. It again goes to that when we are just genuinely ourselves, we will attract the right person for us. And so we have, this stigma, especially here in Los Angeles, and that, if you have a man who's older and he's accomplished, that he only wants younger women. But I will tell you that there are so many men that I work with that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s that will say, yes, of course, yes, I'd love to be with a younger woman. But if I were to find, or you were to introduce me to an amazing, extraordinary woman who's 10 years younger, 5 years younger, my age, or even a few years older than me, and she's kept herself in amazing shape. She takes, and he better have taken care of himself and be in good shape as well. My Lord, I think it's got to go absolutely both ways. But at the same time, it's just that women have gotten to a point of where they are competing in their minds with youth, with the former youth, with what they think they need to be. And men do the same thing too. There are men that want to be with younger women that will lie and say they're 10, 20 years younger than they are. And it's no place to, and no way to start any relationship.
I agree.
It's just not. Be who you are, and know that in the end, you're going to end up with the right person. And all the age doesn't matter in the end. What matters is you love each other. That you love each other, you see each other, you're buds. This life is too precious to do it with the wrong person.
100%.
We all know this.
And I also think, at least that's my experience, the guys, the older guys in their 50s, their 60s, even 40s, the really successful ones that want a relationship, they want an age-appropriate partner. They do.
They're
the
turned
ones
off
that
by younger
want the
women.
bimbos are the having a midlife crisis, have something fucked up going on in their head. But the serious ones, what is a 60-year-old going to do with a 20-year-old, right?
Well, we know.
well other than the sex, but I'm saying like the super successful business guy, like the investors, the guy, they're gonna travel, they go to business dinners, to business meetings, right, to conferences. They want a partner that is not going to embarrass them, that's going to keep up, that knows what's going on, right?
Yes. I mean, it has to. I'm spiritual in the sense I believe in, kind of old souls, younger souls. Yeah. You can have a 21-year-old that has the soul, is an old soul, and she's she can be as mature as a 40, 50-year-old woman. True. And you can have men that are in their 70s and 80s and they act like a 25-year-old. And not in a fun way.
Of those lately.
Yeah. So there's so many different things. I do want to make a comment though, just a moment ago when you said, you called another woman, or you referred to some women as bimbos. And I think that we have to be, when I said earlier, we all judge. And I know your heart already. I've spent some good time with you. You have a beautiful heart. You're one of the least judgmental people I know. But we can see how quickly the term, bimbos about other women slipped out. I think we have to be really mindful about how we are really seeing one another, lifting one another. Especially as women, we need to love on one another and support each other because we're powerful people. And
1,000,000%.
And that's one of the things that creates kind of that competitive.
However, and I mean, I don't believe in competition.
No.
Because I think what's yours is yours, what's mine is mine, and so forth.
Yeah.
I mean, there are the bimbos. They're there. Yeah,
What do you mean by a bimbo?
Like a girl that doesn't do absolutely anything. She sits by the pool all day. She expects a guy to pay all her bills. Yeah. She thinks I'm beautiful. I deserve to be taken care of.
Yeah.
There are lots, and a lot of them admit it. Like, I just want to be an arm piece.
Yeah.
This guy should come and pay for all my bills. I do absolutely nothing. So it's just a term for, you can call them sugar babies. You can call them arm candy, but there are tons of those. Like, they literally do nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. They don't have a job. They don't have an interest.
Does that make you sad, though?
It makes me sad for them because I think it's a waste of a life. And I tell girls that all the time.
We want to empower.
Yeah,
I would think.
Even if you have a partner that will pay for everything, like it was my case. My husband was way wealthier than me, and he insisted, on taking care of me to the point that it became obviously an obsession. But I think the more you have your own interests and you do your own things and you have your own life, the more you're going to attract a powerful partner.
Yes. Well, so the women that are like that, they were taught that. They learned that was their value. And I think that makes me sad, right? And, even when you met your husband who had a lot of money and he wanted to take care of you, you had a very successful career on your own. You're educated.
Yes.
And not everyone has that opportunity.
Right.
I want to thank you for letting me say that.
No, please. But look, again, I think it's a choice. I think it's a horrible mistake that a lot of women make, doing absolutely nothing. And
it is, I agree.
And I meet them all the time and I tell them, I actually, oh my God, I just remember something. You're not going to believe that. And I'm saying here for the first time, I just saw it like a few days ago on TikTok. I'm never going to remember her name, but this girl literally said, I don't know if it's true, because she was giving an interview on a podcast and she said, men pay me to take me on dates. I am so beautiful. These men pay me money to take me on a date. So I am starting an app with this app people that men are literally going to go there and pay. Like, let's say you want to go on a date with me. You're going to give me a $500 deposit for me to do my hair and my makeup and my nails. So I put my price there. And she was like, and it's a beautiful thing because you already,
that's sad, isn't it?
Very sad because I don't want to call it prostitution, but it's really close. Like, you're selling your time, you're selling yourself to someone you never, there's a huge difference between if you're in a relationship, right? And the guy's like, oh my God, let me treat you to A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and again, aside from being a matchmaker, I really am very much, I'm a coach. I'm a spiritual coach. I'm a healer. And, whether you're married or you're single. And so I've come to a point after all of these years of really having a chance to dig really, really deep into the reality behind people and what's keeping them stuck from love and keeping them stuck and away from the best partner and relationship from them. And so as you know, there's always a story that everyone carries and everyone has. And,
But what would you say if one of these gold diggers, whatever you want to call them, sugar babies, bimbos, is out there listening and, they justified like, I'm beautiful, this guy should pay for everything. Do you have as the expert, if you were coaching them right now, do you have a little something that you would say as like a baby step to change the situation?
You can't really just start out with advice because they're pretty tight.
Yeah.
It seems like the opposite. They're pretty tight in their body.
Yeah.
Right. This is actually it's a defense, it's a power, and a control mechanism.
Yeah.
It's like all three in one. That they've had to, something has happened somewhere in their life, usually in the childhood, that was a point of trauma. And this is how they learned to be safe and be in control. And they've moved into the belief of that is power. And it is a certain level of power, but it's a false power. And so if anything, they're gypping themselves in all these areas that they're excited about or proud of, or they're showing off. And yet they're actually losing themselves and they're losing time. So typically I have to, the minute I see any of that or experience it, I have to go deep into the reality of, like, who are you really? How did you become this person that you are when men are paying you to do this? And also come from love, though, like not judging. I want to know, because it actually does make me sad. And I don't mean that in a shaming way or a condescending way.
I agree with you.
It makes my heart sad. I could be their mama, right? I could be their mama.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. It's not even that I'm not, it's not so much judgment. It's more like, because I love so much when women are doing something worthwhile and fulfilling with their life.
Yeah.
It makes me want to shake them up and say, I'm sure there is something amazing you should be doing with your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why.
We want to empower.
Yeah, exactly.
But when we get stuck in something, when there's been a lot of pain to the point of where we cover it up and we mask, we get lost in that belief and it owns us. And so all you can do is just kind of love on them and send them love. And because eventually it does come to a head. And we have that
I agree.
And they're typically not comfortable.
I agree. I totally agree. Now, another question that I wanted to ask you. So you start dating someone, right? Okay, I think most people on the first dates are not being their 100% their true self. Like they're, right? You're like very formal, or you're like trying to be the best version of yourself, so to speak, right? You're not like being completely like me.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm just completely transparent. But most people are guarded, right? And you go slowly.
Sure.
So this is the question.
Yeah.
How many dates do you think, I'm sure there isn't a rule, but how many dates do you think someone should be going out with someone before you're like, oh my God, this is my person. I'm madly in love.
Right?
That's it. Because I have friends, both guys and girls, they go like on 3 dates. I have a guy friend, I wish he was here right now. Every single girl he dates, after like 3 dates, he wants to move them in, and she's the love of my life, and it's the best sex I've ever had. And I'm like, calm down. Because I think it takes a period of time for people to really review themselves.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah. Here's the thing, because, are we most often showing up as our best representative, whether we're aware of it or not? We want to present ourselves at our best and our best behavior and our, whatever it is that we think our assets and our gifts are. But the thing is that it's actually also, to certain degrees, it's no one's fault. I did a lot of work with Dr. Harville Hendricks, and one of the things that he shared with me, and I really, really was intrigued by, was that we really only know, even the most apparently so-called self-actualized humans, really only truly know or understand about 20% of ourselves. That's it.
Oh, well,
so
Lord.
If we really only know
trouble.
and there's about 80% of us that's hidden. Right? It's hidden in cell memory.
Yeah.
It's hidden, again, in trauma. We've all had trauma to smaller or lesser or larger or bigger degrees. And so we are doing our best to show up as authentic as we can in the moment. But you see the truth of who you are with, not based on how great the sex is, how great the chemistry is, how fun the date is, how easy they are. Oh my gosh, I could just, we finish each other's sentences. Oh, fabulous. That has nothing to do with a relationship. We see who you are when you're triggered. right? And we are seeing a lot with a lot of relationship experts that we talk about the word trigger, 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 trigger. I say triggers are beautiful. They feel super uncomfortable. We hate them. We don't like them. They expose so much. But the reason I think triggers are beautiful is it's a little teacher wanting to poke its head out saying, hey, this is an area where I have vulnerability, and this is an area that I can actually learn to be close, to love, to be loved. And do you know what I'm saying? And it takes us, you need to have your first frickin' fight. You need to have your first trigger. You need to be turned up. You need to be mad. Yeah, because you need to see who shows up.
So you think
the representative goes away quickly.
You're dating for a month. I usually say, I think at least the first 90 days are just like a basic trial period.
Oh, I agree. Basic training.
Right?
Oh, I totally agree.
I could not imagine, for me, the first 90 days.
That's excellent.
Because a lot of things pop within these 90 days, right? A lot of little things that...
yes.
I have this thing, and also, same, I've had people on my show tell me they think it's a horrible idea. I don't know if you agree or not. I think, and I tell my audience, and I don't know if I'm giving them good advice or not, but I say, write a list of non-negotiables. Non-negotiables, things you absolutely don't want in your life.
Yeah.
And if that so during this 90, you start dating someone, right? During this 90 days, you want to make sure that their behavior is not on your list.
Yeah.
So for me, for example, as I was telling you, I started dating this dude. So on paper, he was perfect, right? Successful attorney, wealthy, brainy, very intelligent, gentleman, perfect dates, la, 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 la.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, date after date after date, I realized he was a very heavy drinker.
Yeah.
And that's a massive non-negotiable for me because I was married to an alcoholic. I don't want to have a freaking heavy drinker again.
Yeah.
So finally, I'm like, okay, you're out. But this is something that you find out, right? Yeah. You notice the person's behavior.
That's right.
In time.
That's right.
Do you think having this non-negotiable, because believe me, I had people come on the show and say, oh, you're being too radical because what if the non-negotiable, I'm like, if it's a non-negotiable, it means dating an alcoholic for me is never going to change. I don't want to do it again. But in general, do you think that's a good idea for single people to do that?
To have a list of non-negotiables? Yeah. Oh, 100%. You have to be mindful of what they are. I mean, my gosh, when I met my husband, almost 30 years ago now, at the time, one of my non-negotiables, you can judge this all you want, it is what it is. It was where I was. I was a born-again Christian, and I would never, ever in my life date or even think of marrying a Jewish man. Oh, well, the second, he's Jewish, Rosenberg. Wow. The second I met him, that was quickly out the door. That was out the door. And our souls were like, hello. So we have to pay attention to what are these so-called non-negotiables, right? I also needed him to be 6 foot something. He's 5'8". And he's the sexiest frickin' 5'8"er. So pay attention to what they are. Yours is beautiful, right? Non-negotiables would be someone who is incredibly unkind, who is rude, who is disrespectful, who is showing signs of an addiction. Right. It doesn't mean that we can't have absolute love and compassion for someone who is an addict or has addiction issues, alcoholism,
oh my God,
whatever it is. We don't have to judge anyone. We just know, that's where my boundary is. That's not going to work for me in a relationship where I can feel safe and close. Yeah. And so I'm going to lovingly set you free, right? So, but you need to know what your boundaries are. Absolutely. And you need to honor them. Look, women who don't or men who don't, it makes me sad because no matter what, it shows up later and it gets worse.
Do you believe, I believe, at least in my experience, the universe will teach you the same lesson over and over and over again until you learn.
It's beautiful. It sucks.
Right. Yeah. Like in my case, like I said, I married an alcoholic. He was abusive. He was controlling, all of these things. So after that, I ended up getting tangled up the same type of men. Yeah. Like I didn't even notice. I fell in the hands of somebody even worse. That was a drug addict. Okay. It was somebody I know since childhood. It was the person I trusted the most in my life. Yeah. And I ended up getting tangled up with him. Mm-hmm. And he took advantage of me. He stole from me. He almost destroyed my life. Wow. So I kept repeating. Then I went on to a narcissist and interesting. I only broke the pattern when I realized, okay, you need to write down on the list things that you will never accept in your life again. Amen. And decide you deserve better because otherwise, until you learn that's the kind of person you're going to get.
Well, so beautifully said. And that is so true. It's like when we claim ourselves, that's loving ourselves, right? Not going and doing yoga and eating healthy food. That's little pieces that are smart and important. But no, it's when you are able to really see yourself, know your value, set your boundaries based on that, loving yourself, then things shift. But until that, it doesn't. And so that's when these patterns continue, like you said, to show up.
Yeah.
It's really meant just spiritually to teach us to love ourselves and set our value. That's it. And then we have room for the right person to come in.
Yeah, but there are a lot of women out there, and I get so many messages, and they're like, I don't know, but that's how I am. I mean, I love this narcissist. And how do you, is there a secret? Is there a magical thing that you can do to break the pattern of dating the wrong person?
Yeah, that's a lot of the work that I do. That's a lot of the coaching.
So if it's
absolutely.
So ideally, if you can work with a professional like you,
I think you need
possible.
to. You need to.
Yeah.
You need somebody that you can trust that's really, truly skilled and trained and also has compassion and knows how to see into you and to intuitively guide you and to get you in tune with yourself so you can also hear it, because someone can talk at you and give you advice all day long. And if you can't feel it in your body and understand it, it's just in one ear and out the other. And that's nobody's fault.
Totally.
But it's kind of like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Oh my God, I love that. And I want to emphasize that you have a ton of experience, and you, like you mentioned, you've been married for a really, really long time, and you're still madly in love. Yeah. And I think this is so important because nowadays, especially because of social media, any person out there calls themselves, oh, I'm a dating expert. I'm a relationship expert. I'm a dating coach. No, and some of them charge a fortune,
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart, number one, because don't part with your money, whether it's with a matchmaker, a coach, or unless it's somebody extremely experienced, like it's your case, like you keep saying, because it's true, you've been doing this for decades, and you have your marriage on top of it as receipt, which is one of the most beautiful things in the world, because it's so rare nowadays to see a long-lasting, happy, wonderful, loving marriage.
Sadly.
And you know my dentist theory that I told you.
I know, that's so funny.
And I same thing, a lot of experts on my show said, but that's the dentist theory. You go to the dentist, right, a new dentist, and if he smiles at you and he has the most horrible teeth, like all broken, disgusting, would you let him fix your teeth? Right? Or if you go to a personal trainer and this super obese personal trainer shows up and he's like, I'm going to make you in fabulous shape, but I cannot do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I feel about expert. I think you need to walk the walk and you need to have the experience. Obviously, you know what it takes to keep a marriage going for so long.
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really important that people know that before you decide who you're going to use to help you and who you're going to pay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a relationship, right? So no matter what kind of relationship you are in or looking to have, even if it's a professional relationship, are your values in alignment? Do you feel comfortable with this person? Can you be yourself? And do you feel that they're actually guiding you and helping you, and that it's not, they need to be kind of a step or two ahead of you to be able to guide and help you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's every, there's a lid for every pot, and that is a meaning for many, many things.
There is a lid for every pot. You promise?
Yes. Yeah, good and bad.
So I have a lid.
Oh, you have lots of lids out there for your pot.
This date that I went today, it was really funny because I always laugh, right? And I think I told you that when I meet a guy and they find out I do the podcast, every single guy, they're like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. And this guy had already Googled me because he's friends with my friend.
This is the guy tonight.
Yeah. So he's been Googling me for 6 months. So he shows up and he's like, oh, yeah, I listen to your show. It's so cool. Blah, blah, blah. I love what you do. And then he said, to me, that's the death sentence. He was like, but I have just one question. I'm like, what? Are you going to talk about me in your podcast?
Oh, cute. Oh, my.
I'm like,
I mean, that can mean so many
I don't
things.
even know you. So,
but you are.
Right. But
you got your wish.
But I was going to say, I don't even know you. So there's no story. And I think if you have the right intentions, and I date you, we're going to say wonderful things about you, right?
Yeah.
If you are a player or a fuckboy or something, then yeah, very likely you're going to end up being a good story.
Yeah, true. Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
I guess they would.
So, but to me, that like turns me off if they're afraid, if they're going to be talked about.
Oh, I thought he was kind of like, are you going to talk about me? Did you? Oh,
No,
I
like
can ask
concerned. You can ask anything.
Oh, Lord, you're kidding.
Yeah, like concerned, like, wow, are you going to talk? I'm like,
oh, goodness sakes.
You know?
So that revealed a lot about him,
Yes.
to be honest.
yes.
Sorry if you're watching and listening.
Yeah. So,
If I was your coach, I would be dissecting that right now.
yeah, so call Kailen. You need help.
If you want.
I think every guy that's not confident enough, even you were saying, like, your husband doesn't, you've been here for more than a week, you're working on all these projects, and your husband is so proud of you, right?
Yeah,
I think every woman deserves a guy like that. I think
yeah,
every
it
woman
goes both
deserves a
ways.
partner that is so comfortable and so supportive of everything you do.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, we each deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
now talking about the guys,
Yeah.
is there a way, or maybe not? And again, because I think the dating apps, right, the quantity, like the girls we were having dinner with last Saturday, they're like, oh, men are ordering women like DoorDash, pizza, right? Yes, no, yes, no. Is there any way that we can find out whether or not a man we are meeting is actually serious about, I want a relationship, I want a partner, or they're just like a player, they're just telling you everything you want to hear because, you know, they just, the famous, like, you know, men are hunters, they're chasing.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we can actually figure this out? Because that's a question a lot of women ask me, and obviously I am horrible at it. I don't know how to figure it out. I always believe what people tell me.
We should be able to, right? It's sad that
but
we're, yeah.
It's sad that it's not. Right?
Yeah. So, you know, I think it's going back to the showing up authentically, the representative, how well we know ourselves. We're also reacting. You could have a man that's saying he's absolutely very interested in finding his person, but if he's not found her, he's not going to behave in that way. But once he does find her, then he's ready and he'll show up in a way that the woman will know and she'll feel it. There are also men that are really showing that they like you, they're into you, and then all of a sudden you do something that doesn't check the box for them and they're out of there. And that doesn't mean that they weren't really looking for a true relationship, just not with you.
Yeah.
So it really is going back to what you were saying. It's really about spending that great time with them, getting to know each other, experiencing different things, different people, meeting their friends. I say as soon as you can, I'm not joking, try to find some way to meet their mom, their dad, their family, their brothers or sisters, their best friends. It is really true. The company we keep says so much about who we are, how we live our life, what we enjoy. Is that something you can move into? So it's not just the person that you want to connect with and meet and see how compatible you are, but that life and that lifestyle. So it's hard to know because everybody is different. Again, you can have a guy that's like, I'm not interested in falling in love. I don't want to be with anybody. I'm not ready. And bam, their woman comes along and they're asking him to marry him in 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's legit.
And on the same
you just
token,
spend time
there's
getting
the
to know each other.
opposite, right? Like the famous love bombing. The guy meets you and they're like, oh, you're the one of my life. You're amazing. You're fabulous. You're incredible. La, 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 la.
Yeah.
And a lot of girls fall for it.
Yeah.
Very fast. And I don't
narcissism.
think anybody can fall in love with you in 10 days.
Not genuine love.
Right?
Lust,
You can fall in
hardcore
love.
chemistry. I mean, my husband and I literally fell in love with each other the night we met. We've been together ever since. But that's
it's very rare.
It's
very
rare.
rare, right? Yeah.
It's ridiculously rare.
I think because I was watching on TV the other day, these two ladies here from California got swindled by the same guy. They met this guy online, and after 10 days, the guy's like, I love you. You're the woman of my life. Let's open a business together. Here's the bank account wire. I mean, these ladies are wiring this guy like $50,000 after. I'm like, please, you know, I would say that to any woman. If a guy's telling you after 10 days, like, I love you, let's move in together, let's share our bank account. That's a massive red flag, no?
Yeah, it's a massive red flag. So it goes to the 80% of what we don't know about ourselves, right, or each other. And so what's often showing up when people are love bombing or they're showing up in a narcissistic way or a sociopathic way, that goes to a deep wound again, and they're needing to feed something because they're trying to be fed back. They're coming with a massive hole. They're incredibly empty, and so they need to get a reaction or something from you to fill that up. And the only way that they know how to do it is by giving to you what they really didn't have and they want and need. But none of it is authentic or pure. It's all a huge psychological game, and it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking because no one's winning. Even the narcissist isn't winning.
Yeah, no, the narcissist is very sick, right?
It's
in the head.
It's a sickness.
In the head.
It's heartbreaking.
I think it's some. I'm not a doctor, but it must be really tough.
And the women that fall for it, now they have a big empty hole as well.
Yeah.
So that's feeling really good when someone says, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Oh, I think you're amazing. Oh, I just want to shower with you with this." No. You know, let them do that for you later once you've had time and you know that you want things from this person and you also have things to give in return. But take your time, go slow. There's no hurry. And if it's the right person, this is one thing I say too. Like, there's no need to rush anything. If it's your person,
including
they're not going anywhere.
Right. I love that you're saying that, including sex, because that would be my next question.
Yeah.
Rushing intimacy normally backfires, right? Because I mean, it is nature. I do believe men are hunters. I do think there are exceptions, but in general, if you're dating someone and you have sex on the second date, the third date, in general, they tend to lose interest. Is that correct?
I mean, it depends on the man and the woman.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little more conservative that way, but at the same time, I've met amazing couples that said, "Yeah, we were a one night stand, picked her up at the bar," and they're madly in love years later.
But it's rare, right? It's the exception.
You're right. It is the exception. It's rare. I don't recommend it. Again, take time. Just take time to this body is precious, right? And on both sides. And it's like intimacy is easy. Anybody can screw.
Yeah.
Let's treat it as something kind of special.
Yeah, no, 1,000,000%. And I love what you said. The right person is not going to run away. The right person is not going to get scared away or whatever is the word you want to use.
I know.
I simplify, and maybe I am simplifying too much. But this is how I see relationships in my head nowadays. After everything that I've been through, I've dated the fuckboys, the narcissists, the abusers, the cheater, the lie, you name it, right? But nowadays, I think it's kind of like in your successful marriage, when two people want to be together, they're together. They're going to communicate. They're going to make plans. You're going to know exactly where you stand.
Yes.
If you are wondering, because this girl sent me this message every day. Oh, he ghosted me. He appeared. He disappeared. He's here. He's not. And I say, all these things are your answer. If you are wondering and sitting by the phone.
Yes.
And instead of like happiness and peace, you're feeling like this anxiety.
Yeah.
These are your answers. Because at the end of the day, it's really easy. If somebody wants to be with you, you are going to know.
Oh, 100% you're going to know. But I think also that anxiety that one might feel if someone's not giving them the attention they want or they need.
Yeah.
It's not all on the other person. You have to sit with yourself and say, "Oh, my Lord, how am I giving so much of my peace and joy and power away that I'm needing to hear from this person or receive a text or whatever it is in order to feel okay in my body?" Now that's your own work. That has nothing to do with a partner, and you don't want to put that on a partner.
Yeah.
And not to be insensitive, but it's just kind of, this is a time to check in, talk to a girlfriend or friend that really knows you really well, to find a great coach or a great therapist, do some healing, go into prayer, meditate, whatever it is, and get really in tune with yourself and say, what is this emptiness? What is this anxiety? What is this discomfort that I'm feeling in my body? So I can get it to a place where it's really balanced and grounded, because you should be at a point where you love yourself and you know your value so well that if you have a guy that you've met and you think that they're absolutely amazing, it goes both ways, men, women. And and you think it's great, you think the chemistry is there, but all of a sudden they don't respond, they don't show up, you should be able to stay so okay in your body that you're like, oh, well, they're either really busy and we'll see when they do respond. But in the meantime, I'm going to go call my friend. I'm going to go for a jog. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to be with my dog.
There you go.
I'm going to take a bath.
Yeah.
I'm going to shop. I'm going to travel. You've got you.
Live your life.
Live your freaking life.
Oh, my God, I'm so happy that you said that, girls. Seriously. And I hope you listen. And that's when having a life having a lot of things going on helps so much. Because if you're happy with your job, with your charity work, whatever it is that you do, you are not going to sit by the phone suffering and wondering why isn't he calling me, because you value yourself first.
Right. And if you're not
Bravo.
You're not a bad person. You deserve to love yourself more and figure out why you don't, and you can get there.
Yeah, I love that. And another thing, before we run out of time, one of my favorite actresses in the world is Kate Hudson, and she was on Howard Stern, and he asked her, "Have you ever had your heart broken?" She's like, "Yeah, of course I did." But she said something that I learned and I love, and I agree with her. She's like, "But if somebody tells me or told her in the past, I don't want to be with you," she's like, "Okay,
thank you."
She turns out, that's what I do nowadays. Like if I'm dating someone and they disappear, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Not your person.
Exactly.
It's so okay.
But there's no point. But why?
No.
Like try to convince. It's so humiliating. And we've all, believe me, guilty. We've all done that.
Sure.
But it's so demeaning. It's so humiliating. If someone doesn't want to be with you, like she said, there's nothing to talk about. Okay, bye.
No, it's true. And here's the thing too. In fact, I just had this recently with a gentleman I was coaching, and he's like, "Well, I let the right one get away." I said, "No, you didn't. If she was the right one, she'd be here."
Exactly.
So anyone who leaves you, breaks up with you, does anything that leaves you in a space of being alone and single again, that was a gift. Thank them, because they're leaving you available for your person that's waiting for you, looking for you, wondering where you are to come along.
Yes, bravo.
Period. The end.
On that note, don't give up on love. No matter how horrible someone was to you before, don't give them that power, because your person is trying to find you.
Amen. Always, always. You're looking for them. You're wondering, they're doing the same. They're wondering where you are.
Oh my God. I think you're so amazing. Like your advice is really real. It's really on point.
Thank you.
I am so grateful the universe united us.
Yeah, me too.
And guys, if you love Kailen, follow her on Instagram. I'm putting the link here to this episode, and send us your questions, because you're going to come back, hopefully, right?
I would love it.
I would love to have you come back, because I get a lot of questions. And like I said, I'm not an expert. I just say what works for me or what doesn't work for me.
Clearly.
We are all learning. This is not a show like I'm an expert. This is literally like an open conversation. So we all learn together. But I appreciate your insights so much.
Thank you.
It's really on point, and I'm very grateful. Thank you.
I'm happy to be here with you.
You are a sweetheart. Guys, be safe out there. And I think no matter what, never give up on love, right?
Never,
ever. Thank you so much, Kailen. Such an honor having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll see. Okay, and I'm gonna go cover up. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.